Uh-oh, we got a filing. It's called Custom Baskets from SIBO BZX, and it's 2021-053. Let's take a look at what this one's about. So what about? The description: the exchange proposes to amend BZX Rule 14.11, which permits the listing and trading of series of tracking fund shares. Now, this filing here is actually an approval. It's already on the register, should be implemented tomorrow. So basically what they're doing is they are giving exemptive relief. There was an exemptive relief letter filed for them to be able to basically create these custom tracking baskets that doesn't have to follow the underlying securities or the tracking portfolio. So basically, the exchange proposes to define the term custom basket as a portfolio of securities that is different from the tracking basket and is otherwise consistent with the exemptive relief issued pursuant to the 1940 Act applicable to a series of tracking fund shares. Now, tracking fund shares, what is that? It's just the shares that are in the fund that are tracking the index. Now, the term tracking basket means the identities and quantities of the securities and other assets included in a basket that is designed to closely track the daily performance of the fund portfolio. So basically what I just said, same thing. Now, tracking fund share is a security that, 1, represents an interest in an investment company organized as an open-end management investment company that invests in a portfolio of securities selected by the investment company's investment advisor, consistent with the investment company's investment objectives and policies. 2, is issued in specific aggregate minimum number in return for a deposit of a specified tracking basket or custom basket as applicable, and or a cash account with a value equal to the next determined NAV, which is net asset value. 3, when aggregated in the same specified minimum number, may be redeemed at a holder's request. And we're talking about ETFs here, by the way, which holder will be paid a specified tracking basket or custom basket as applicable and or cash amount with value equal to the NAV. And lastly, the portfolio holdings for which are disclosed within at least 60 days following the end of every fiscal quarter. So yeah, this is going to be fun. So reporting authority in respect of a particular series of tracking fund shares basically is designated by the exchange or by the exchange that lists a particular series of tracking fund shares as the official source for calculating and reporting information relating to such series, including but not limited to the tracking basket, the fund portfolio, and the custom basket, as well as the amount of any cash distribution of holders of tracking fund shares, NAV, or other information relating to the issuance, redemption, or trading of tracking fund shares. So again, ETFs involve creation and redemption. Creation is when you create the shares for the baskets, and redemption is when you redeem them. And there's a couple of ways you can do that, by swapping, or you can buy them back from the secondary market. More what about? The exchange proposes to amend the BZX Rule 14.11 to incorporate a specific initial and continued listing criteria relating to custom baskets. Now, specifically, the exchange proposes to add a new initial listing requirement to stipulate that the exchange will obtain a representation from the issuer of each series of tracking fund shares that the issuer and any person acting on behalf of the series of tracking fund shares will comply with regulation fair disclosure under the Act, including with respect to any custom basket. Now, with respect to each custom basket utilized by a series of tracking fund shares each business day before the opening of trading and regular hours, the investment company shall make publicly available on its website the composition of any custom basket transacted on the previous business day, except the custom basket that differs from the applicable tracking basket only with respect to cash. So I'll get to the in essence in a minute. I know there's a lot of word salad for a lot of you, but some people are following along, so keep that in mind. More what about? Finally, the exchange proposes to amend BZX Rule 14.11 M2E and F, which contain requirements that specified parties must erect and maintain firewalls with respect to access to information concerning the fund portfolio and tracking basket. So what they're talking about is that if you are a broker-dealer, for example, there's going to be a firewall between the investment advisor and personnel of the broker-dealer or broker-dealer affiliate with respect to access to info to prevent any form of conflicts of interest, insider shenanigans going on. And then this long paragraph here just talks about the different firewalls that are set in place. There's one if the investment advisor, that we just talked about, if the investment advisor to the investment company is registered as a broker-dealer. We also have there is a firewall if they're affiliated with a broker-dealer even. So if they're registered as a broker-dealer, even if they're affiliated as a broker-dealer, they're going to have to maintain a firewall or erect a firewall. So basically trying to keep conflicts of interest at a minimum. So in essence, allowing creation and redemption of shares for in return a custom basket of crime, which is a portfolio different than the tracking series. So basically, the custom basket is going to be given in exchange for the tracking series, and it is specifically different than the tracking series, which I find highly interesting. What's going on here? Moreover, if any such person or entity is registered as a broker-dealer or affiliated with a broker-dealer, such entity will erect and maintain a firewall between the person or entity and the broker-dealer with respect to access to info. Any person related to the investment advisor, like I just said, same thing applies. This ensures that such information is available to the rest of the market participants at the same time. Basically, they fucked and need relief. A series of tracking fund shares may only utilize custom baskets to the extent consistent with the exemptive relief issued pursuant to the 1940 Act, applicable to such series. Now, what did we all just see pile into GameStop and AMC the other day? ETFs from T. Rowe, Fidelity, Goldman, BlackRock, Schwab on my knob, everything. Anyways, this is going to be implemented tomorrow, and I'm going to go eat dinner now. Take it easy.